Hey everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Wooden blocks, you know what that means? We're doing another Minecraft sculpture. Now this time I'm doing the allium flower, and the reason behind that is because it's one of the more rare flowers in the game, and it is one that the Wandering Trader sells. And you might be asking, why is that important in the slightest? And that's because the Wandering Trader's birthday is today. We actually share a birthday, and I learned this from Mogswamp, and I would love it if he sees this video. So anyways, as a little present to the Wandering Trader, because I'm a Minecraft nerd, I decided to make another of these flowers, and I also just really enjoyed making the first one. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just organizing my blocks and gluing them all together. I'm following along with the same pattern for the pot that I used with the last flower, and then using a two-dimensional version of the allium to figure out kind of what it's supposed to look like. Now I have most of the parts together here. As you can see, I've added some like 3D squares to the front side of the allium, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the back side. I kind of just arranged them however I wanted, and then that piece in my hand right there is the base that I'm going to glue the bottom of the flower onto. The box glued together pretty well. There's one significant gap, but it can be on the back and it doesn't really matter. And here I am just gluing those extra cubes to the back side of the flower, or I guess in this case it does end up being the front of the flower, I believe. Maybe. Actually, you know what? I can't remember anymore, but now you'll see why I left those two notches in the front. Did not do this with my last flower. If you want a more detailed tutorial, watch the other video. I do a much better job of explaining what I'm doing, and I did build the box a little bit differently. So because I only left the one square, I had to glue 3 blocks on top of each other in 2 of the corners, so 6 cubes total, so that it filled the 2 holes from the top. Because as you will see when I slide that flower piece in there, there would be 2 holes, one in each opposing corner, that I did not build into the flower. Didn't really think about that part. So it doesn't really matter. It just goes to show that there's more than one way to assemble something like this, and there is no right or wrong way. Both flowers feel structurally sound. So I've just slowed this part down just so you can see in real time how long this process takes. And of course I'm using my E6000 glue, which does have a dry time of 24 to 72 hours. Not really. Anyways, it's a long time. So now I'm just gonna finally glue in that top flower piece. So I'm adding glue into the notches and then also along the sides of the interior box, just at the top where the flower piece is going to lie. Sliding that flower in there nice and gentle. It is a little bit of a tight squeeze, but now you can see that there is no holes because I added those extra blocks. And then this is what the final flower looks like. We added a base coat with some white gesso. My transitions are getting better. I think that actually wasn't that bad. And as you can see, I have the 2D image of the allium pulled up on my iPad, and that's what I'm referencing for where to put the light versus dark colors. This process is entirely sped up because, to be honest with you, it's kind of boring to watch, but I have 4 different purple colors that I've mixed up. The one that I'm doing right now is just plain. I did not mix anything to it. It's like a violet kind of color. The one I'm painting at this moment is a pinker purple color, and then I have a pale purple and a dark purple, and I just kind of scatter them around. Obviously the image on my iPad is a 2D and I have a 3D shape, so I did have to kind of just change my mind around about where I wanted some of the colors. So this goes on for quite a little bit because it took longer than I thought it was going to actually to paint all of these little squares. There are more challenging locations in this flower compared to the last one. So that is something to keep in mind if you assemble the flower before painting all of the cubes, like I do personally with my own sculptures. Each color got between 2 and 4 layers of paint, but this is what it looks like after up to 4 layers of paint. Everything's nice and solid, and the colors do look really nice together. Now moving on to the green stem, I have 4 different colors of green. The one I'm painting right now is just straight out of the tube, nothing mixed to it. And then I have a more, I wanted to say like olive green tone. It's not very olive, but it's also not the one I'm painting right now. But this one's the dark green, and then right now is the olive green, and then I have a pale green there as well. And that's just to give it a little bit of variation. I don't believe that this follows the stem really, but I made it look a little bit more unique that way. And then finally for the pot, I'm just following along with how I painted my other pot for my blue cornflower. And I have 4 different browns for this as well. So I have the light orangish brown that I'm painting right now. And then I go in with a reddish brown, which I believe is what I'm painting. It's kind of more of a rust color. Then there's just the straight up brown out of the tube, and then a dark brown. The darkest brown is only in the bottom right corner, and then the soil. And I believe it's just to give the illusion of some shadow. I tried to match the colors as best I could with my other pot. They don't end up looking identical, but I'm really not concerned with that in the slightest. And again, this process took much longer than I thought it was going to. Each square here got 3 if not 4 layers of paint, so that's a little shocking to me, but it ended up turning out really nice. And I did tweak the colors a little bit after this first layer, just because the dark brown was too dark, as you will see now, and then the lightest brown was not light enough for me. And with that, we're all finished. This is the completed allium flower. Sorry, I'm just like looking in the monitor to make sure that you can see the whole thing. I think it's so cute. I love the purple colors. It turned out so well. I'm very happy with it, and I hope that the Wandering Trader in Minecraft would be proud of this craft and would appreciate my homage to him. So happy birthday, WanDT. I also kind of hope Mog Swamp sees this and my homage. I will show it compared to my other flower that I made. Here it is. They're actually only 1 block different in height, so that's kind of cool. But anyways, I love it. If you want me to continue this series, let me know. I would love to make more. I just think that they're so cute. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Mondays, sometimes Wednesdays. I hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you all in the next video.